How's it going, guys? It's Silly Me, and in this video I'm going to show you how to improve your skills on Firewall 0 Hour. Just keep in mind I am not a top tier player and I probably never will be because I don't really play for the XP. But if you're more interested in hitting that top 10, then all you really need to do is devote all your time into this game. As of right now, the top 5 are in the 17 to 20 million mark, so if you just start playing right now 7 hours a day for a whole year, you could enter that leaderboard at number 10. But in my opinion, none of that really has any value if you can't hold your own. There has been a few top 10s in the past who would leave after a loss or two, simply because the only thing they cared about was their KDR. And I personally have been out shooting level 40s and 50s since my early 20s. And that's not boasting in any way, because the reality about VR games like Firewall is that it requires common sense. So the tips I'm about to share with you are just a few common mistakes I've noticed people under level 30 have issues with. And before I get into it, please note that these are the most basic techniques. Yes, these are the free intel everyone has access to in-game. But like I mentioned earlier, these are also the most common mistakes people under level 30 still struggle with. When pushing together, you must always watch those flanks. These are your blind sides. Have your point man lead the way and the rest follow. The last person should close the door behind them. Open doors are like breadcrumbs. It means someone has been here. If you come across a fork in the road, watch over that entrance until every member has cleared. Don't split up until you have secured that firewall. Once you have the location of the laptop, you can decide if you would like to split up into groups. Me personally, I don't watch the 6 until after the firewall has been removed. You have to advance to the objective as quickly as possible. The longer it takes for you and your team to get to the laptop, the longer the other team has to set up defenses. Vigilant, not cautious. Cautious makes you paranoid. Be on the guard for sounds like guns brushing along metal, foot movement, crouching, and motion sensors. Triangle shoot, triangle shoot. Everyone has a hard time adjusting to the most game-changing piece of equipment, the revive pistol. When engaged in a heated gunfight, every second counts, and your fallen teammates don't have 7 seconds for you to adjust your aim on a pistol with no attachments. Use your primary gun's red dot or laser to pinpoint a quick and accurate shot. Once on target, without moving your hand, switch to your secondary, fire, and switch back to lay down even more cover. I suggest between rounds in the intel load screen to practice your draw while repeating triangle shoot until it becomes second nature. Communication is by far the single most important key factor to victory. The more information you have, the better you can make good decisions. Me, personally, I ask for a count and where. My reasons are to better understand the situation. Scenario. Let's assume my teammate has been engaged from the opposite end of the map. Do I rush for the assist? If he only has a visual of 1, then I have a high chance of running into 3. But if he had a visual of 3, then all I have to do is worry about 1. Now, you may say, but silly, where is your sense of adventure? Quit being a... So this brings me to my next tip. Know your strengths and weaknesses. I am not an aggressive attacker, but if it comes down to it, I can clutch it from 0 to 100 at the last minute. I know my chances of outshooting someone one-on-one are extremely high. My secret? Weaving. Never stand still. Drift left or right or even side to side, but keep moving. Don't make it easy for your opponents, and aim for those headshots. It's a small target, but all it takes is 1 bullet. With you dancing around, you will get peppered a little, but it will keep you alive. And with enough practice, just long enough to get that headshot. When facing a team quick on those revives, it can be overwhelming. The counter is to not shoot to kill. When dropping the opposing team to a bleed out, everyone's instinct is to eliminate them. But a revive pistol can keep them alive just long enough for you to empty out your clip. And then they will attack you on your most vulnerable, the reload. Next time, restrain yourself from finishing them off and hold your aim on that headshot. And once they are revived, blast them for a quick second and hold that aim once more for that second dart. As long as you are running an extended mag, you should have enough to eliminate them. Callouts are probably the most difficult yet useful intel you can provide your teammates with after death. In the beginning, you can quickly turn yourself backwards when first attempting to help out. You have to have a decent understanding of the map layout. You also have to remember that most callouts will be mirrored, Your left is their right, and right is left. You can also use landmarks if you don't know the specific room or area. If you're not strong on callouts, listen in on someone who does. Pay attention to those keywords. But the basic use of support feed is to have multiple eyes at different angles, watching those flanks. If someone is tracking the enemy's movement, you should be looking for the best view to assist the teammates still alive, such as watching their 6, or even around the corner that they are facing. You can even use it to guide them off of the cameras. This will make it difficult for the other team.
Nope. Okay. Nope. My bad. Straight ahead. So I'm straight ahead.
My pro tip for this video is what I like to call the blind fire recovery. This is when your teammate is bleeding out and you need to manually recover them while still under fire. The reason I say blind fire is because you will have to adjust to the difficulty of looking down to find the cross button revive. But in time, your muscle memory will kick in and will go on autopilot. That eventually, all you need to do is tilt your head down while keeping your eyes forward. I wasn't going to talk about weapons, only because Petrifying Pumpkin has already done a video on that. But I will answer the most common question I hear the most, and that is, which is a better gun to buy, the CQB or Kruger? To me, the Kruger has a faster fire rate and packs a stronger punch. And although the CQB is technically the weakest of all assault rifles, its accuracy is on point. With that said, even with a suppressor attached, I can still down people faster because I have a higher hit rate when it comes to pumping bullets into their opponent. Doors. Doors are probably the last thing on a beginner's mind. They open and they close. But doors are the only interactive objects that you can adjust to your advantage. In this clip, I start to open the door outward and open it back up from the other end. I could have opened it up and stood behind the door for cover and easily pop back in for a quick escape, but I wanted the door open on my end for 3 main reasons. The first is that I have proximity mines laid out. I want them to run into my mines, and a clear hallway is very inviting. The second is that breadcrumbs tip. An open door draws suspicion. And third, from the angle of that corner, the opponent wouldn't notice it was open until they were close enough. And once they triggered those proxies, they had one choice, and that's to run directly into my fire. Motion sensors are one of the 3 new tactical equipments introduced into Firewall. Not only do they provide you with a clear visual of the enemy, highlighted in an X-ray styled sensor, but your teammates also have a visual on their wristwatches. They allow you to ready your weapon without exposing yourself for that surprise attack. And lastly, I knew there was one more out there and we could have easily overpowered him, but I stayed at my post. The way I look at it is not what they are capable of, but what I'm capable of. And with the right callouts, I can wipe out a whole team on my own. The trick is to lure them where you want them. If you have a good defense setup, there is no reason to break rank. Let them come to you. The only reason I pushed at the end is because we had a visual. I now know he wouldn't be able to flank me. It was now a matter of placing the pieces into the right position for that checkmate. So that's all I have for now, guys. I have a lot more I wanted to cover, but I also wanted to keep this video under 10 minutes. If this video helped you out, please leave a comment, #MadLove05 on Seabass Gaming, where you can occasionally see me live, either in-game or just in the live comments. Maybe I'll post one more Firewall video guide, but there's really no need to subscribe because I honestly don't plan on turning this channel into anything more than it is, and that's a YouTube account for watching One Piece reactions. Later, guys.